In today's video, let's take a tour through Clint Eastwood's garage as we check out some of his old but vintage cars. Most of these cars, if not all, have appeared in at least one of his movies. Now, if you watched the Gran Torino movie released in 2008, you might have seen Clint Eastwood, who played Walt Kowalski, fall in love with his Ford Gran Torino Sport. Quick fact to this car, it was actually bought off from an eBay listing, as the production team couldn't exactly find it anywhere. After filming was done, Eastwood couldn't part with the car, so the team allowed him keep it. For a car that runs at a max 124 miles per hour, using a Cleveland V8 may be a bit too much power. Like, come on, 255 horsepower and 376 pounds-feet of torque. Really too much. There's just one but to this car though, and that's its 3-speed automatic transmission, though there are 4-speed manual options available. Inside, the Gran Torino used bucket seats covered in vinyl, a wood grain dashboard, and a floor-mounted shifter. For the film, the production team modified the vehicle, replacing the original yellow color with a custom white paint job, and adding a slightly lowered suspension. The dashboard had Ford's rim-blow steering wheel that allowed the driver sound the horn by squeezing anywhere on the wheel's rim. And there was the swing-away steering column that made entry and exit real easy. Though the movie car has a much bigger value in the market, the original car was priced at just $3,300. Similar Gran Torino now sell for $40,000 to $65,000 at auction, though experts say that Eastwood's vehicle could be just over $100,000. Before we go on, we'll love if you give us a like and hit the subscribe button. Also, comment on the celebrity's garage you want us to do next. In the summer of 1978, while filming the Every Which Way But Loose movie, Clint Eastwood came to set in his Ferrari Berlinetta Boxer. He bought this car in 1977 in Italy and imported it to the US, having decided to have a custom roof installed on the sports car. Despite how much he spent on buying and customizing the car, he eventually sold it in 1985 for $90,000. In the 8-year period when he owned it, though, he occasionally drove the Ferrari on California's coastal highways. A 4.4-liter flat 12 produces 380 horsepower for this Berlinetta, offering 332 pounds-feet of torque and a top speed of 188 miles per hour. Eastwood's model came in Rosso Corsa Red with a black lower section that was the signature two-tone look of early Berlinetta Boxers. His custom modifications included a specially designed, removable Targa roof panel and a cabin focused a little more on driver engagement and control. The instrument panel included Veglia gauges with displays for speed, oil pressure, and water temperature. The car didn't exactly have power steering, and the audio system was just an AM/FM radio. When it was first out in 1976, the Berlinetta Boxer was just around $68,000. Eastwood never told us what he got his for, though it was a slightly used model, so we could say around $50,000. To seal the deal on Eastwood starring in the film The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the actor was given a Ferrari 275 GTB received straight out of the factory. Eastwood drove this Ferrari throughout Europe before finally shipping it back to California. The dark green car became his everyday driver, while he worked his way to becoming a star. This car even made a cameo in his 1968 film, Coogan's Bluff, where Eastwood's character watched it in a New York street scene. The car's exterior, designed by Pininfarina and built by Scaglietti, had the long nose body known to Ferraris of that time. Inside, Eastwood's model was covered in tan leather with a wood-rimmed Nardi steering wheel. The car was modified with custom leather seats and a special spot beneath the dashboard, where Eastwood kept scripts while traveling between film locations. For engine, it ran on a 3.3-liter V12, producing 280 horsepower and 267 pounds-feet of torque. This rode the wheels to a top speed of 160 miles per hour, doing 0 to 60 in just 6.3 seconds. Despite being a 1966 model, the GTB's tools included Veglia gauges with a large tachometer and speedometer. The radio system was a Blaupunkt unit that Eastwood had upgraded, and the ventilation system included fresh air intakes that could be controlled independently. He later sold this car in the early 70s for around $15,000. Then this same car underwent a long period of restoration in the early 2000s and was later auctioned for a bidding price of $2.3 million. While filming Dirty Harry in 1971, Eastwood often came to set in his Ford Roadster, kind of the oldest car he owns. The car became something of a good luck charm for the movie, as Eastwood credited it for helping him develop the grittiness of his character, Harry Callahan. The Roadster uses a modified Ford Flathead V8 that produces about 125 horsepower and 220 pounds-feet of torque. The engine was bored and stroked, fitted with Offenhauser heads and a 3-carburetor intake manifold. The exterior was finished in black with pinstriping done by custom painter Von Dutch. The dashboard had Stewart Warner gauges, and Eastwood had the suspension lowered 2 inches and added Kelsey Hayes wire wheels. Eastwood also had them install a custom audio system beneath the dash and a steering wheel upgraded with a Schroeder column. Funny how he only spent $4,500 buying this Roadster in 1965 and paid around $7,000 for modifications. In 1987, he donated the vehicle to a car museum in Los Angeles, where it remains on display as part of their Hollywood Wheels collection, now priced at $225,000. In the summer of 1977, Eastwood drove to the set of The Gauntlet behind the wheel of his newly acquired Pontiac Trans Am. Just like his friend Burt Reynolds, Eastwood owned perhaps the most iconic Trans Am ever made, complete with the black and gold color and the screaming chicken on the hood. While Reynolds' Trans Am got popular in Smokey and the Bandit, Eastwood's own car became popular when his Dirty Harry tag reigned in Hollywood. The Trans Am used Pontiac's 6.6-liter V8, producing 200 horsepower and 325 pounds-feet of torque, racing up to 60 in 6.5 seconds and reaching a top speed of 142 miles per hour, thus making it one of the fastest American production cars of its time. Eastwood's car came with a WS6 handling package, adding 4-wheel disc brakes and the highly sought-after Snowflake wheels. He also has the car fitted with a custom Hurst shifter and floor mats embroidered with his production company's logo. For its time, the Trans Am had some really wild tech, including an AM/FM stereo radio with an 8-track player that Eastwood upgraded, a dashboard with an engine performance gauge cluster, power windows and locks, and a steering system that used a variable ratio power steering box. Eastwood bought the Trans Am for around $5,600 in 1977 and maintained it for nearly a decade before donating it to a charity auction in 1986, where it sold for $18,500. Today, a similar 1977 model may cost more than $100,000 at auction. After one particularly grueling day of filming the motorcycle chase scene on set of Coogan's Bluff, Eastwood took director Don Siegel for a drive in his 1960 Jaguar XK150 Roadster. The car briefly appeared in the background of one scene, parked outside the precinct building. While we don't see him so much with this car, he still drives it once in a while. At the heart of the XK150 is a 3.8-liter straight 6 that gives off 265 horsepower and 260 pounds-feet of torque. This could push the wheels from 0 to 60 in just 7.3 seconds and reach a top speed of 135 miles per hour. The carmine red exterior of his Roadster had a black leather interior, crafted by Connolly, the same leather supplier to Rolls-Royce Motors. Eastwood also added a custom wooden steering wheel from Italian manufacturer Nardi, slightly smaller than the standard wheel, but not too bad. He went further to add wire wheels, chrome wing mirrors, and auxiliary driving lights on the front bumper. On tech, the car's Lucas electrical system powered twin carburetors with electric chokes for cold starts. The original Smith's heater was upgraded in Eastwood's car to a more powerful unit, and the audio system was a Motorola AM/FM radio with a single speaker. Considered as one of the best British sports cars ever made, the Jaguar XK150 only enjoyed a 5-year production period with just 10,000 on the line. Eastwood got his for about $5,400 in 1960 and maintained it for nearly 2 decades before selling it in 1978. And finally, the last car on our list, Eastwood's Cadillac Eldorado series. He bought this car to celebrate his rising star status in 1965 after filming the For a Few Dollars More movie. It actually made a cameo during the promotional tour for the film when Eastwood, driving along Sunset Boulevard, spotted director Sergio Leone stranded with car trouble. This was also 2 years after Eastwood married Maggie Johnson. Under the hood sat Cadillac's V8, producing 340 horsepower and 480 pounds-feet of torque. Using this, it pushed the massive convertible from 0 to 60 in just 10 seconds, reaching a maximum speed around 130 miles per hour. The exterior had the same clean lines of Cadillac's design timeline, moving away from the fins of earlier models. Eastwood has his model in white with a matching white top and red leather interior. The cabin had power-adjustable front seats, wood trim, and air conditioning. He personally added custom red carpeting and a specialized steering wheel with his initials on the horn button. The back seat could comfortably take up 3 adults, perfect for family outings with Maggie and their kids. The Eldorado's tech included an AM/FM radio with Cadillac's Wonderbar signal-seeking function and front and rear speakers that automatically adjusted volume based on noise. The dashboard had illuminated controls and an electric clock, while the power windows, seats, and convertible top operated well using Cadillac's hydraulic system. Safety features included dusk-sensing headlights, backup lights, and padded dashboard. Priced at $6,630 in 1965, Eastwood kept the vehicle for nearly a decade before selling it to a private collector in 1974 for $12,500, almost double its original price. The car has seen different owners since then, reportedly selling for $115,000 at a 2015 celebrity car auction. If you liked this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so we can update you on all our upcoming content. Also, comment what celebrity car collection you want us to do next. We'll catch you in the next one.